So we're starting today making a simple blockman using tinkercad. Open a new tab. I can come up here and type in tinkercad.com. And so when you do this the first time, I recommend that you use your, just go to create a personal account and then use your school email address. It probably will work the best. Okay, so it's going to put you on this desktop right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of whatever this is. And so I'm going to click on the gear, go to delete. And so the first thing we're going to do here is click on create, and you're going to make a 3D design. Great. Now, tinkercad's basically an easy 3D drawing tool. And over here, these are typically what are called primitives. They're basic shapes that you're going to do things to. So I'm going to drag over this block right here. And those two, I want to get this out of the way, so I'm going to click on that right there, show hide the inspector. This here is just a basic block, 20 by 20. That's okay. But I want to make it taller, so I'm going to click on this one right here. And this is going to be 40. Good. Now, I want to lift this thing up off of the desk pad here. By the way, to move this, I'm holding the right mouse button, okay? So I'm going to come up here to this, press and hold the left mouse button, and drag up, and I want that up 15. Good. So I've now got this guy sort of off the platform. Now, that's going to be the core of our blockman's body. And the next thing we're going to do is add the head to our blockman. So I'm going to come over here and grab another primitive. This one, I'm going to go 30 by 30 by 30. Now, yeah, you can sort of do that. There we go. And it actually worked this time. Okay, so this is 40 and we added 15, so we know that this is 55 millimeters tall. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this right here. I'm just going to type in over here 55. Good. Now I want to look from the top down. I'm first going to move this thing over to about over that one there, but I actually want to get it centered, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press and hold over here where there's nothing. I'm going to press and hold the left mouse button down, and that's selected. If you look at it, it's selected everything here, okay? But I'm still looking down from the top because the next thing I want to do is use the align tool. And I'm going to go ahead and center align it in that direction. And let's see here. I do feel that it didn't truly center align. Align tool. Nope. Let's try that again. Align, center align, and center align. And, okay, it did. Just the angle I was looking at it from. Not a big deal. Okay, so now we have the head on our blockman, and we have this part of the body. At this point, if it's where you want it to be, you're probably better off grouping them. So everything is now center aligned. Now I can see it better. That there and that there. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to turn these two objects into a single object. And basically that's going to make it so that I don't have to chase them around all the time. Be careful on grouping things that you only group things after you know you're basically done doing stuff to them. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I want to look at something here really fast. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start making the leg. So I'm going to drag this over here. Good. And so the first thing I'm going to do on this one is that's going to be 10 and 10. Great. So now I've got it 10 by 10 by 20. Good. And I want to put in the foot, another block. This one is going to be, come on, 20 is fine. Come on, I got something in the way there. And this will be 10. And the height is going to be 5. You know, we can even go a little bit lower than that. Let's go to 3. I just want to look real fast and see what I did on my example blockman, if you're wondering what I'm doing here. I did go 5. Okay, we'll do 5. Okay. So now I want to go ahead and I think I want to change that 3 back to a 5. So I'm going to click on that and type in 5. Good. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm going to go ahead and select both of these. just like we sort of did before. And I'm going to click on Align. And I want to align them on, that box keeps showing up, centered, okay? And I want to align them at the rear. And there we go. And now we have a simple leg and foot. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of this by drawing that box, and I'm going to group them. So now my leg and foot are going to be treated as a single object. Now, as long as it's still selected, I'm going to copy it. Control C, Control V. Now, to move it after I copied it, sometimes it's hard to come over here and actually grab things and move them when they're this close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the arrow keys between the number pad and the keyboard. And there we are, okay? So let's go ahead and get both of these selected again. There's a reason I'm doing this. So note I was very careful not to select the body. I only selected these guys. And they are nicely lined up. Good. So I'm now going to go ahead and grab this one here. Move him back a little ways. Now move him a little ways into the body, okay? When you come over here and look, the foot should be a little bit into the body. And the reason why that's important is basically so that you don't wind up with the thing falling apart when you print it. Now I can tap the arrow keys here to make minor movements, okay? In all, I think that one looks okay. So, yeah, a little bit forward of the body here, good, because we're going to have the arms out in front. Now I am going to click somewhere else so that those two are not together anymore. Now I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to hold that arrow key down, and he went till he was touching the body. But notice right here, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a tiny bit of blue showing, which means I'm not close enough. So I moved over again, and there we go. So now these legs are touching the body. Do I want to go over one more? Yeah, that's good. Okay. By the way, you can reduce the amount. So if I wanted to only move like a 0.5 millimeter, that's where I would go. Okay. So if you want to change the amount that the arrow key affects you, it's right down here, just to let you know where that is. Okay. So I'm going to go back to 1 millimeter for a little while. Good. So far, that's looking okay. So the next thing we're going to do is the arms. The arms, same basic idea that we did before. Let's see here, 15 and 15. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab and drag in another primitive, okay? And this one is going to be, let's see here, 10 by, come on, move, 50, there, just give me a second. Tinker this. Okay. Wasn't actually trying to show you how to get back to some. Okay, I'll tell you what happened is I've got a mouse with a button on the side there, and I accidentally hit it. Okay, so now I'm going to come up here. This is going to be 10. Good. And this here is going to be 15. Good. Control C, Control V, and I'll move that other one behind it. And this one, we're going to change the angle on. So you notice this little thing right here. I'm going to go a little bit more to that angle so you can really see what we're doing here. And right there, okay? So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to click on that arrow. You come up here, and I'm going to put in 30 degrees there. Okay, wrong 30. Okay, let's go back to 270. Oh, come on. Now it's bouncing around on me. Okay, so, oops, come on, stupid thing. Wanted to show them something. Okay, here we go. There we go. Nope, it's not turning the way it's supposed to. Okay, so, I'm going to come up here to this, and I believe I said 270. And that shouldn't have been laid down flat. Oh, let's come over here. Good, it's back to 0 again. Let's try negative 30. Good, that's where we wanted to be. Okay, so, yeah, I played with it a little bit. We wanted it negative 30. Okay, so you can see that it's below the plane. So I want to go up a little bit. So I'm just going to drag that guy up. Oops, wrong. Come on. Drag that guy up a little bit till it's at 0. There we go. Now we're at 0. Good. Want to because I've messed around with these things so much, I'm going to align them again. So just going to grab them like this. Going to come over here to align. And I'll center them to each other. Good. That's all I needed. Now that I've got that done, I'm going to grab this one here, move it backwards until basically I've made the upper and lower part of the arm. Got a little bit of elbow down there, so I'm just going to back up a little bit more. And now they're pretty well touching. Good. And again, I'm going to group them so that I don't have to mess with trying to get them right again. Okay, grouped. By the way, if you need to ungroup something, you can also select it and ungroup. Okay, but anyways, Control C, Control V, and I'm going to move this one here over to the other side. I'm going to turn this guy around a little bit, click on this arm, and bring him up. Okay. Don't know if he's where I want him yet, but I'm going to drag him over to here, a little bit into the body there. You saw that. And now let's take a look. That's actually a pretty good selection for a first stab. Okay. Okay, that looks okay, I think. Now go over here and grab the other arm. Oops. Let's go up first. And I believe the number I had on the other side was 33, just to save myself some effort. And now I'm just going to bring him over here to the body. And remember, a tiny bit into the body. Okay, does that look similar? Okay, I'm going to admit this one here is a little bit off, so I'm going to bring it forward some. Good. Now, being very careful to only select these two by drawing my box right there. And I'm going to align those guys up. Align. And let's see where they're not aligned. Here. Good. Okay. You don't want to align any of the others. Also, the only one I wanted was this one right here. You could, so that they both of the fronts are lined up to each other. Now, if them both selected, I think I'm going to move forward just one tick. Okay. Hopefully that won't cause them to crash. Okay. And now I've got my the first part of my blockman done. Okay, oops. So I'm going to go ahead, by the way, this is the pressing down on the red scroll wheel in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and select everything here. Double check before I group. Do I see? Ooh, I see a little bit of daylight there. Undo. Okay, so I want to select this arm here and go in a tiny bit. Okay, how about the other arm? Do I see any daylight? I'm not sure, so I'm going to click on it and just go in one. And that's using the arrow keys. Okay. So now I've got my basic blockman done. There's no light showing between anything. So it's all, remember, if there is, ooh, what happened here? Oh, that's fine. That was just the angle I was looking at it from. Okay. So remember, if there is any light or any space, it's not going to print right. So now I'm going to go ahead and group them again. Or sorry, yep, group him. Now he's one solid piece. Okay, so he's now going to print as a single chunk. But the next thing I want to do is add some eyes. Now, I have been told that I'm doing Minecraft eyes wrong, but that being said, I'm calling him Blockman, not Minecraft Man, because that could be a violation of somebody's copyright. I'm going to go ahead and change that to 90 degrees. Good. Now I've got the cylinder laying on its side there. Good. Now, let's come over here and make some changes. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. Come on. There we go. Click on it, and that's going to be 3, and I want to do one more here, obviously, and 3. Come on, come on. And move that out of the way. 3. Good. Now I've got an eye, okay? I'm going to go ahead and drag that up so you can see what I'm doing now with it, although I think you can kind of figure it out. I'm just going to drag that eye up a ways. I'm going to bring him forward, obviously. Good. And then I'm just going to drag that over to about, oops, too far. And I'm just holding the left mouse button and moving around right now, okay? I think I want that eye a little bit further up. Okay, good. Okay, now Control C, Control V. Gonna move the other eye over about here. Good. Got them both kind of in front of his face. Good. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and move it back into his face. Again, I'm gonna use looking at it from this angle and using the arrow key. Might be too much. There we go. And the other eye. Arrow key in. Good. Okay, those are his eyes. Let's go ahead and I'm just gonna use, oh, I probably left an important point out here, which is that these right here are negative blocks. Now, you can go ahead and turn a regular block into a negative block by dragging it in and going ahead and clicking on whole instead of solid, okay? So, if these are solids, okay, you just want to click on them, and you come over here and click on whole. And so that when we group them, what's going to happen is it's going to, just like it says, it's going to make a whole instead of adding a solid to the image. And I'm going to show you the process here. I could have grabbed this one, but I want to make sure I show the process. Okay, so, and this is going to be a height of, again, 3. Good. A width of about, I don't know, 10. Yeah, that's good. And again, a depth of 3. Okay, so I've got that. Now, I want to turn this into a hole in the face of my guy here. So all I'm going to do is, with this selected, I'm going to click on hole. And now it's going to make a hole. Okay, now, again, I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to drag that over, just a little bit of free form here. Get it where I want it, because that obviously is stupid looking. So I'm going to move over to the center, right about there. That looks good. Now, just go back. Looks like I need to go sideways a little bit, too. And, doot, doot. Good. Maybe up a little bit. Good. Okay, so now we've got a face on our guy. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and select all of this, just like that, and I'm again going to click on Group. Make sure you got everything where you want it before you do this, and now those holes are in the actual plastic when it prints. And we're going to do one more thing. We're going to make a little space for his hands here, okay? So this one here is going to make a lot taller. So I'm going to just grab this one here. Good, that's good. And 6 and 6. Good. Okay. Now I'm just going to go ahead and move this around. I need to pull this up a little bit so I don't punch a hole in his foot. I'm going to put this right there in his hand. Okay. Let's go ahead and make this 5 instead of 6. Okay. So we grab these guys. 5 and 5. Okay. Now I got this here. You can see I want to move it backwards a little ways. Oops. Move it back some. Needs to be a lot shorter. Okay, I don't want to mess up that. And there we go. It's in his hand. I used the arrow keys finally. I just gave up and used the arrow keys. Good. Now, Control C, Control V. You know, move that one over to the other hand. The reason I'm putting these holes in his hands is in case you want to put something in his hand, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look. Everything looks fine. Again, I'm going to group. Okay, that was. Now the only thing left, I'm going to give it a name. Really should have given it a name when we started. Video blockman. Video blockman. And there we go. And so the process of saving is really simple. Once we've given it a name, it's going to save. And you solve it, it actually is automatically saving for me. Then what you will do is, after you've got the guy done, you're going to select him, the whole guy, and you're going to come over here and click on Export. Okay? And drag and drop. You're going to choose where you're going to put it. Okay? Tinkercad Export. Yes, I clicked on it. No, I accidentally clicked on Import. I want to click on Export. Okay, good. Now, The important part here is that it be an STL, because that's basically what the 3D printer can then work with. Okay, so you would click on STL, preparing model for export, and there it is in your downloads. Then you would send that to me as an email. Okay, so, and that's basically it. There's your blockman.